YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Gallop Racer 2003. Taking a little bit of break in the 04 action just to give you guys time to give me any of your breeding suggestions for the upcoming season in that game. And of course, I've missed playing this game when I don't play it a lot. Like, I think I kind of burned myself out when I was waiting to record 2004 for those months, and I was just uploading episodes of this game. I feel like I'm still kind of catching up from that. So it's been a while, but I kind of got myself re-familiarized with what we were doing. So let's go ahead and check it out. Our oldest horse, as you can see, is a 4-year-old filly, ready for combat, if you can't remember. These are her stats, and she's still developing. She's from Frugal Lark and Crimson Art, so she won't hit her peak knowing Crimson Art and how his foals have been. Crimson Art with Frugal Lark means she won't peak actually until she's probably 6. So she's still growing. I don't suspect that she'll get much stronger than this. But, you know, strong enough. And there are her stats. Still haven't gotten her to the point where she can win Grade 1s yet. That's coming. But still, she's 33% win ratio, technically, out of her 21 races. So, not bad. But that's ready for combat. So, still growing with her. She still has time. America's Dream, 3-year-old Colt. You can see he's a lot stronger. He is from Social Brandy out of Frugal Lark. Social Brandy peaked around between 4.5 and 5. So, as you can see, his stats. Yeah, the health, response, not great. Braking, not great. He's pretty fast, and he has okay stamina. I mean, as long as it's above 65, I'm all right. Power 78. And he's actually okay with turf and dirt. Like, he's preferably a turf horse, but he could run on the dirt and be okay. Close race okay. We have 7 wins with him out of 12 starts and 3 Grade 1s. Dropped the last couple, though we were supposed to be... We really should have won the last 2 races, exception with the Diamond Cup. Maybe that was a little bit challenging. Nonetheless, though, I think I'll get dialed in with him better, hopefully. I'm not sure what's throwing me off with him. Is it his response? Because he has a good heart rating. So it can't be him getting discouraged. I think I need to pay attention to when I get him going. That's America's Dream. 2-year-old Colt, King Lark. I'll show you his stats in a second. He's from Twin Sun out of Frugal Lark. You see the pedigree. That pedigree is a long time coming with speed. Scotch Dancer really started the speed from his father's side. And then Scotch Dancer had a daughter, Honeybee. We all remember how fast Honeybee was. And Honeybee, we used her with Mad Courage, talking about speed on speed. Twin Sun, lights out. Twin Sun was lights out. So King Lark, you can see his speed already at 87. And unfortunately, he is going to peak very quickly. So his stats are probably close to where he'll be at. I am curious if his speed should hit 90, because both his father and his grandfather both had 90 plus. So really not bad. I mean, this is a strong sire to work with. Like, he really is much stronger than Twin Sun and Mad Courage were, because they had stats that were basically absent in the 30s and 40s and even 20s. But we've balanced them out, and that's really thanks to Frugal Lark. She's always good for... That's why I love Frugal. Like, she is such an easy way to get your horses to have relatively balanced stats, and it's not like it requires a lot for you to get Frugal Lark or buy her. So I'm going to keep advising, if you're looking for an early game mare to use, if you can find her and you have the resources to get her, I would highly suggest getting Frugal Lark. Our first horse in this game, as you can see with Gate Rocket, close race okay, from Frugal Lark. 3 for 3 with 2 Grade 1s so far in his career. So everything is going smooth and steady with King Lark as expected. And last but not least, Common Earth. I picked him up because, well, it's Common Earth. Look at his stats. Great abilities as well. And, yeah, we haven't lost a race with him either. So 2 undefeated horses, him and King Lark, both undefeated. 6 wins here in 6 starts. 4 of those are Grade 1s for Common Earth. So we're getting better with the studs, man. Getting better with our studs. America's Dream doing well enough. And ready for combat. Like I said, she is a late growth type, so she's a little bit behind the 8 ball. But I really do think we'll start to get in a better rhythm with her. And let's also look at the little one or ones. I can't remember if we have two foals back there or one. I think only, no, just one. Because I think we skipped a year. Yep. HRG Arrow, this 1-year-old filly, pretty much already a 5-star horse. And we still have a little bit left to go until she's 2. From Electric Arrow out of Frugal Lark. On paper, she should technically be the strongest horse we've had because Electric Arrow is actually the strongest stud back here. I know Social Brandy and Toxic Waters have the same e-bound classifications, but Electric Arrow I definitely did, I think, the best with out of most of my studs so far. I forgot how much we won with him. Stamina is his only downside, but you can see Twin Sun, he had D's for stamina and power. We buffed that up. Social Brandy is pretty solid. I'm not a huge fan of the response and health rating. I want a horse we can race a lot. Electric Arrow's growth type is sustained as well, which is fantastic. His health rating is only 1 letter better than Social Brandy's. So for what it's worth, I think Electric Arrow might be a horse to rely on a little bit more going forward. Still kind of want to use Paracosm, but again, I hate that you can only do 1 breeding session per year. One Lady Miracle, did we use you yet? No. Who did I just retire? Was it Frugal Lark? I forgot she has 2 E's. East of Pool still back here. Here's Honeybee, who guess we're gonna keep back here always because we can get speed from Honeybee. That's the thing. She's not a terrible broodmare to use. Like realistically, what are her worst stats? Braking, temper, stamina, and power. I can do with braking being C. Temper being C is not ideal, but she never gave me a problem, so I'm okay with that. It's the stamina and the power that to me are the most important out of those 4 stats I just mentioned. So if we breed her with the right studs that have good grades everywhere else and they have added stamina and power buffs essentially, keeping Honeybee around would actually be a good idea because she's got the speed, she's really quick to respond, she can keep her speed up for a long time, especially as a closer. I mean, that kind of needs to happen. And she has great heart, so I totally wouldn't be opposed to still using her if we could. Every blue moon. Technically, I mean, Frugal Lark is still the best, but we want to be careful with inbreeding. And Pale Reef, did I just put it? Pale Reef must be the newest one. I don't know if we've gotten a horse from her yet. Maybe that's what I was going to do next year. Health, guts, and feel. So not a very gutsy horse who won't race too long. So whoever I breed her with, we're definitely going to have to buff that. But that's essentially what we got going on there. So let's go ahead and get into a race. I have not played this game in 2 months, I think. 2 or 3 months. It's crazy. I think 2 months. Whenever the last episode was, I'm sure it's been 2 months at this point or close to it. Well, talk about getting started with the bang. We're kicking today's episode off with the Paris Sprint Cup. 5 furlongs, Mad Dash Sprint. For the GWS Sprint category, King Lark should be the favorite. No, we don't have a chance. We are expected to finish way out of the money. Mad Courage is here. So his grandfather is here, and it makes sense. I mean, Mad Courage is... And the crazy thing, we are like 14 pounds lighter. I kind of feel like that gives us an advantage, obviously. 87 speed, I mean, I'm sure Mad Courage is like a 99 or 98, whatever, so I understand. But like, we're supposed to finish like 8th or 9th, like not even in the top 6. I feel slightly disrespected, so gonna have to get out well with him. Close race, okay. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit disrespected. You guys know how I feel when I think the game is disrespecting me. So we'll see how this goes, yeah. Yeah, interesting. King Lark is fast. We've seen signs of his speed. If you can't remember, well, we'll all get a reminder here. Frugal Lark, what do you know? His mother has the record at this track, and he's racing against his grandfather. What a trippy world Gallop Racer is, yeah. Good starts, but not the greatest. In fact, actually, pretty bad start when you look at the rest of the field and where they're at. I thought he looked good, and then just nothing happened. Still pushing the pace. Still pushing the pace. Yeah, I know you don't want to run this fast, but we needed a better start, buddy, and we did not get it. Okay, smooth sailing. Let's go. Now, these horses are going to have to catch us. Can King Lark hold on? It's us in the 8 horse. 7's going to go by us. As long as he can hold on, this is a top 3 finish, and still feel a little bit disrespected. I mean, granted, that was probably Mad Courage and whoever. Definitely that ended up getting us. But to say we weren't going to finish in the money, I think that's criminal. This horse is fantastic. Unfortunately, that's his first loss. We were supposed to finish 9th. We finished 3rd. So for the sprint category, Mad Courage is going to be our main competition, with Courtly Navy as well running up there, 3/4 of a length behind us in 4th. Smoking Harbor. I'm not really familiar with that horse, so to finish 2nd, that's pretty impressive. So winning the sprint's kind of going to be hard if Mad Courage is going to be around. Only if we don't get faster. We should still be getting faster. So as long as we can get close to Mad Courage's speed, I think we have a chance. Those are good points, though. Remember, GWS is really all about points. You obviously want wins, but at least finishing in the top 3 gives you a chance as well. So another grade 1. We are up here in the Saturn Stakes, 10 furlongs in Los Angeles, going across the Atlantic Ocean. America's Dream is up, and he is the favorite by about 50 cents. Second Death, obviously a horse to watch out for. Only Dream, maybe Fine Way. You know, some unique horses in here that could give us a run for our money, but this should be hopefully smooth sailing here for beautiful 3-year-old Colt America's Dream. His stats don't look anything impressive, but as long as I run him right, he should be in the window to get that done. And this would be his 4th grade 1, actually, if he can win this. So hopefully that's the case. Thank you. It is. Finally saying it when it's actually a beautiful day. America's Dream. Ready to rock and roll here. And the grade 1 Saturn Stakes. 10 furlongs on the turf. What track are we at? Is this Del Mar or Santa Anita? I think this is, I don't know. Well, Santa Anita has the mountains in the background. Are there mountains back there? No. Must be Del Mar. Yeah, well, there are mountains back there, but I don't know what track this is. What do you guys think? Is this Del Mar or Santa Anita? I can't tell, honestly. Like, I'm very, like, this, it's giving me Del Mar vibes. Santa Anita's a little bit more, like, oasis-y. It's not a word. I mean, like, Santa Anita, I think, is a little bit more. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, every couple of years they have the Breeders' Cup there, right? It's that type of venue, that type of track. Not saying Del Mar isn't. Del Mar is a nice track. I think this is Del Mar. I don't think it's Santa Anita, but I could be completely wrong. So, looking good here at America's Dream. Go ahead and send him to the rail. Let me make sure I can actually get up between this horse. And I'm not glitched. Okay, we're not glitched. So we have a great run on the inside here. Definitely our race to win. Where's Second Death? Or Second Earth? Wait, Second Death and Second Earth in this race? No, Second Earth. I think I called that horse Second Death. We have a great guts rating, so I'm not worried about America's Dream feeling discouraged. He's going to hug the rail. Down the stretch we come in the Saturn Stakes. America's Dream. One horse is trying to keep up with us. Who is that? That is Fine Way. I said to watch out for that horse, didn't I? That horse stayed on our bumper, but it's going to be America's Dream with the easy trip on the inside. Going to make it happen. First grade 1 victory of the day. And the 4th grade 1 victory for America's Dream. Getting it done. I knew Fine Way was going to be a tricky horse to navigate with if they stayed with us. And lo and behold, who's right literally on our tail for a furlong and a half in the stretch. Fine Way. So, good race, man. Good tough race for America's Dream. Of course, we benefit off of the inside rail. At most tracks, you know, that'll be the advantage. And a record, only because there was none previously set. but still at least a length winner over Fine Way, so we'll take it. Second Earth finished in 5th. Good race. Great race for America's Dream. Great race. That's exactly what we need. Continue on his winning ways. So I don't think he's winning in super flashy ways, but he's showing his reliability, right? And he's showing his consistency, which ultimately is all that matters. So America's Dream doing good things. I forgot it's the end of the year. I totally forgot. I don't know why I thought it was like June. It's October. I'm like 4 points. Duh. This has been going on. Hopefully Mad Courage won't be in. He's 3 years old. He'll be dropping. I mean, he's at his peak right now. He'll kind of really start to fall off next year. Hopefully he won't still be in this. I guess I put King Lark in there just trying to get him some points. Common Earth, I forgot. He's tied in the dirt with Fast Delight, Beauty Value not too far behind. All right. Eric is all over the place thinking he's racing in a month that he's not. So that was King Lark's first loss. Now, why did I put him in that race? Oh, because we've been running at 7 and 6. I guess I wanted to see if he can run 5. Which he can't. So let's stick to close to a mile. I think 7 is still okay. Yeah, but let's stick to a mile. 10 furlongs isn't bad, but I kind of want to save that for somebody else if available. Yeah, Capella Stakes, 8 furlongs, right at the mile mark. That's a lot better. And then America's Dream, again, 4th grade 1 victory for him. Good bounce back after a couple of misses. He's not in a GWS. I probably should get him going for that. Let's see. You guys could hear that. I apologize. But, people are so obnoxious. It drives me nuts. America's Dream. I wonder if I should save him for the Mile Cup. That would probably make sense, right? Or I could run him in the World Mile Cup. In fact, I do want to run him there. That would be a great test to really see how good of a horse he is. We're nowhere in the GWS turf, from my understanding, because I'm still giving him time to develop. He comes from Social Branding. He'll be at his best next year as a 4-year-old, really. So we'll definitely try for the GWS turf with him next year. King Lark, I don't know where I'll try with him. In fact, he'd probably be better suited for the turf. But either way, I'll give them both a shot at whatever GWS is open. And we'll try to go from there. So, crazy stuff, man. But we'll see how this goes. Yeah, King Lark was able to win at 6 furlongs, but he really struggled. I mean, he didn't struggle there at 5. It was just very clear he wasn't the fastest, obviously, out of the other 2 that finished ahead of us. And, of course, Mad Courage, again, basically maxed out speed at this point in his career. So World Mile Cup here with America's Dream. Competitive field. We have Diamond Plan, Quiet Sound. They're down there at the bottom. You go to the middle of the field for the 7 horse in the orange. We have Courtly Navy, Grave Parade, the 5 horse, Shuggy Oogie, the 3. I mean, got Sly Shark. It's a really competitive field. And we actually have decent odds. Favorite is Diamond Plan. Sounds about right. This race is really wide open for the top 7 or 8 horses that all have a chance. So out of 14 horses in this field, 8 realistically have a chance to win, I think, pretty fairly. Spicy Whale's about the only horse I'd maybe say is a little bit on the odd end out. I think that horse is a little over bet, but still, competitive field, man. So if America's Dream wins this, that says a lot. So his stats, I'm assuming, haven't developed all that much. Nope. This is it. So if he wins, that just kind of goes to show you, man, it's a lot of heart in this horse, which that's not even an exaggeration. He does have a decent heart rating of 78. When I say decent, I mean it's good. But ideally, the goal is to get, those high 80s, low 90s at the minimum for like a super horse down the road. But, it all depends on your pedigrees and how you've been breeding, what horses you've used in the past, so on and so forth. So Let's see. World Mile Cup. Frugal Lark with the record here. So, his mother, again. Our Colts racing at tracks, the record their mother has sent, which again always shows you how great of a horse Frugal Lark is. So we're off in the World Mile Cup, post position 12. We're going to try to outrun these horses on the outside here. And I'm going to keep America's Dream right here. I'm not going to slow him down. I know we're running a little bit wide, but we don't have a choice. Could have gotten a little bit of a better start. Bad position. See, we dropped behind one horse. Oh, this is tough. All right. So hopefully the feel is a lot better now. It's the only downside of this game, man. If you get that outside draw, you really have to work. It will punish you if you don't get your horse to the inside quick enough. So, not really good. Not okay with the feel. I feel like we've been up and down quite a bit. Kind of gonna get an outside run here. Okay, let's push. Let's push with America's Dream. Let's see who can catch us. Somebody's rolling hard, and that's 7. That has got to be 7 and the 14. And there they go. America's Dream still holding his own, though. Might be on for a 3rd place. Oh, that's close. Very, very, very close. 4th place. Not a bad effort, honestly. I mean, he's definitely behind, but Quiet Sound ended up getting the win. Courtly Navy in 2nd, and then only one Art in 3rd. Like I said, anybody could have won that race. Any of the top horses could have won. Diamond Plan, nowhere to be seen. That's what I was looking out for. But once I noticed he just wasn't up there, I'm like, well, let's just focus on just trying to have a good result. So we finished 1 place higher than where we were supposed to be. Yeah, it was kind of the same thing with that one King Lark race. I just didn't get a great start, which I forget how important that is, especially in this game. You don't get a great start. Then in that last race, of course, post position 12, running the turns in this game really can be grueling. So I think that's kind of on me. Just a little bit of a lack of attention to detail. But we'll double down on that. We're up in the World Classic Cup. 10 furlongs on the dirt. Common Earth, his first time up racing today. Fast Delight's here. Fairy Fears here. Beauty Value. So all of our rivals in the GWS Dirt, but this is our race to win. We are the heavy favorite by about $1.50. So, yeah, let's get this done with Common Earth. Those are 2 races I really feel like beating Mad Courage is probably unrealistic for King Lark right now. And that race with America's Dream. Yeah, I wonder if I would have kept him in a better field. Could that have given us a little bit more? I mean, I did have to work him quite a bit to try to get him back up to the front once we were running on the outside of turn 2. Coming off of turn 2 onto the back stretch. I definitely felt like kind of burned him out a lot there. So perhaps if I would have gotten him into position quicker and settled him, that could have went a lot different. Forgot he has a great temper, and I mistimed that. You know what? With Common Earth, look, I actually get a decent start for once, and it's on a horse that I can literally run towards the back. That's just how it works for me, right? Horses that need to be at the front, I don't get the greatest of starts when we struggle. A horse that doesn't need to be for the front, I get a great start. I could have kept him there, but I'm just going to drop him to the mid-pack. Just kind of how it goes in this game, man. Great thing is he can run anywhere, so of course it depends on the field and the pace, but I'm okay with running him here. I want to keep him close. His beauty value is going to be tough. Fast Delight's up there as well, so like I don't want those horses too far out of our sight, you know. Is the rail open? I cannot tell. Not from this angle, at least. Yeah, I don't know if the rail is even truly open. All right, we're going to try to move Common Earth now. Ooh, the rail is open. Wow. What a move from Common Earth to the inside of the rail, starting to creep up. Almost less than 3 furlongs to go. Passing by his rivals, Fast Delight and Beauty Value. Okay, we'll sit, we'll hold. We'll hold, now we'll go. Now we'll go. I didn't think the rail was actually going to be open. This is a wrap. That move to the inside. It kind of felt like Rich Strike's move with Sonny Leone in the Derby a couple of years ago. Kind of sitting mid-pack towards the back of the field. Go ahead and start to kind of move yourself to the inside of the rail. And granted, there was much more of a late dive bomb essentially in the stretch. That's really why that race itself was one of the most exciting Derby races in recent time, because the move came pretty late. Common Earth does it again, absolutely annihilating the field. I knew he was a great dirt horse. I didn't really think he was this good compared to obviously our rivals. I mean, Beauty Value, Vasta Light, Quiet Sound. Was Quiet Sound in that race? No. Just the first two. I mean, those are some of the greatest dirt horses in this game. And Common Earth made that look easy, blowing that away by probably more than 5 lengths at the minimum. So he's pretty much solidified himself in the dirt and beats Electric Arrow's record. And remember, I just said it about 15, 20 minutes ago. Electric Arrow was the horse I've done my best with, I think, so far out of the studs, for the most part in this game. And, man, oh man. So 4-length winner over Vasta Light, Beauty Value, Desert Crystal was there. I mean, just wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. Common Earth is a machine. Oh my gosh, what a dirt horse. I mean, we could breed him in Honeybee. We could get a heck of a speedster, a closer on turf and dirt. That would be really fun. Common Earth and Frugal Lark obviously makes sense. We'll probably get a super among super horses. So there's really a lot we can do. But yeah, King Lark drops off the board there. Quiet Sound is not the horse that was in that race. We had nobody in the turf, but Common Earth establishes his lead in the dirt by 6 points. What a win. What a win. So Common Earth not feeling too good. So I'm going to have to give him a layoff and try to run him one more time, because I don't think we're safe. And there is no other dirt races GWS-wise, except for the Independents. I'm going to have to run him in that. He'll be in the green, but we don't have a choice. We need to try to get points. Because Vasta Light could win that race and we would lose. So, America's Dream. Definitely thought we could have had a little bit of a better chance, but that was a tough field. Those were some tough horses, and maybe he's not quite at that mark yet, which is okay. Which is okay. There's really nothing I want to do. Winter GP, it's a little bit of a stretch. Can we run him Long Beach? 9 furlongs at Long Beach might be okay. I don't need to run him in these GWS races again. So we'll run him 9 furlongs at Long Beach. See if we can get him a grade 1 win there. Get him his 5th. I'm trying to... I thought there was a horse in this game we just recently retired. A really strong stud. We did. What was this? Toxic Waters. Why was I forgetting this dude's name? I was forgetting his name. That's kind of crazy, actually. Yeah, bad response and health rating for him. Toxic Waters did fantastic. In fact, we can now actually look at our Hall of Fame. If I could speak, but it's getting late. It's past midnight. It's actually 1 hour away from 2 a.m. So you know what happens for HRG videos past midnight. I just sound all sorts of ridiculousness. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this and we'll keep rolling. All right, so let's take a look at the Hall of Fame. So what I wanted to look at was, I actually wanted to compare Toxic Waters, Electric Arrow. I forgot One Lady Miracle's Hall of Fame bound as well. Actually, let's compare all of them. So Social Brandy, we won 19 grade 1s and 21 wins with 10 titles. Did really well with Social Brandy. I think I forget that sometimes. Frugal Arc, how good did we do with her? 20 grade 1 wins, 25 wins. So she did better than Social Brandy in that regards. With 6 titles. Man. Toxic Waters, 18 grade 1 wins with him and 24 total. With 6 titles. So he pretty much did more or less what Frugal Art did, with a couple less wins, but man, they were all pretty strong. Electric Arrow, 21 wins, 23 wins with him. 21 of those were grade 1s. And we got him to 8 titles. So technically speaking, from a pure win ratio, Frugal Lark Actually, Frugal Arc with wins was the strongest. And then Electric Arrow had one more grade 1 victory. That's pretty crazy. Pale Reef, what did I do with her? 17 for her. 17 grade 1 wins, 18 wins in general. We really did that well with her. 6 titles as well. Yeah, Pale Reef is solid. I mean, her temper and feel and the 50 stats are kind of pff, but... Well, I like to see that our Hall of Fame is pretty consistent. One Lady Miracle, she only had 4 grade 1 wins. And that was 4 out of her 7 wins total. Our only title was the GWS Turf. And I can't remember if all those races are GWS Turf races. They must be. I wonder if they are. I know World Turf Cup, Paris Oaks. I can't remember if the Britain Oaks and the Golden Oaks are. How interesting. That's just how the Hall of Fame works sometimes. You get horses in there that didn't even like win a lot, but they won enough to get a GWS title. So, you know, that kind of speaks for itself. Let's do a quick save before we get back into the action here. So, we're chasing technically one GWS title, which is with Common Earth. Everybody else is out of the play until next year, next season. HRG Arrow, she's going to be fun to work with. I think, who did we do for breeding this year? Pale Reef and somebody else, I can't remember. Anyways, we're up in the Osaka Classic with Ready for Combat. Finally, she's actually the one horse we have not raced with all video. So, she is the favorite, heavy favorite in this Osaka Classic race. Suppose she should be. It's just been it's been a while since I ran with her. Her stats are nothing crazy, but she doesn't have really any, well, her temper is not great, neither is her health, but outside of that, everything else is just average, so it's something we can work with. Yeah, it's definitely something we can work with. Alright, well, let's see how our girl does. I was contemplating on, placing a bet just for fun. Like, we do not need the money at all. But it's like, why would I waste the time to do that, right? That it is. On his A game today, actually saying it's a beautiful day when it's actually a beautiful day. Ready for combat. She is ready to roll. I know she's been fun to work with on the dirt, that's for sure. So, glad it seems to be working out with her so far. And she's still growing. I mean, she's from Frugal Arc and Crimson Art and our first perfect start of the day. And of course, because she's from Crimson Art, you know she's still not going to peak for another year to year and a half. So we're not even running her at her best. So that's what's really great. Okay, I think I finally got the starts a little bit better. That's been more consistent. I do kind of want to get ahead of this gray. Yeah, I'd prefer to get ahead of this horse too, because I want to be at the rail if possible. You know, one thing I haven't noticed, we haven't seen some of our original horses in these races in a while. You know how you can turn that feature on in this game to actually race against your, past original horses that you created? I feel like we haven't seen any for a while. I really wish you could do that in 2004. That really upsets me that you can't, man. It's such a bummer. That would make that even more interesting, competing against some of our best original horses. Of course, if I lose horses, and that's what I was thinking about doing if the game got too easy, we can just, that would feel so weird. Like, I wouldn't know which horses to intentionally release or to lose. That way they could be in the game. Well, we would have to figure out a system. I don't know what that system would be, but we'd have to figure something out where we wouldn't mind making super horses that we wouldn't mind losing. In fact, I think the best way to do that would be to vote on it as a community. As Ready for Combat blows this field away as expected. You're a $2 favorite. Either you're going to really win by large margins or you're going to absolutely stink. Today, Ruler wasn't in that race, was he? No. What a win. And that is, that's your first grade 1 win. I just thought about it. That's her first grade 1 win, and she did it by that margin. That tells you a lot. Ready for Combat is surely ready. But yeah, I think that's what we'll do once 2004 gets too easy, and I still think we're a while away from that. We would vote on it as a community. I guess we would vote which horse. If we can get 8 foals a year, I guess we would pick which one out of those 7 maybe we would let go, just to keep the game more fresh, you know? Otherwise, we'll just be running against the same horses more or less over a rotation of years, and I just feel like that's kind of boring. Like I said, in this game, you can race against your own original horses, so it's already doing that for you, technically, without you having to actually lose those horses. Gallop Racer 2004 is a different game. Obviously, if it was up to me, I would just turn on the option to race my originals after a couple of years of them retiring. But like I said, that game doesn't give you the option to do that. So it's only an idea. I'm not saying we'll do it 100%. But again, I think it would keep things interesting. You know, and it would still be fun to run against some of our own super horses, right? Keep things challenging. Because who knows? I mean, imagine one of our own originals, if we let it go, ends up winning a GWS. Imagine the horse could be that good. But in my opinion, it seems like the AI really stink with our originals. I don't know if that's the same deal for you guys in your games, but I swear the AI in my games never know how to race some of my originals. Like, granted, most of them were bad horses or not great horses, hence why I lost them. They were just too difficult to work with. But the AI also seemed to not be able to figure it out. In fact, usually they do worse after I lose the horse. So I think there's only been like 2 horses out of all the ones we've lost that actually turned out to be pretty strong horses and actually won with the AI. So I digress. We're up with King Lark in the Capella Stakes. It's a mile, much more his distance as opposed to that 5 furlong sprint I sent him on about a month and a half ago. Or actually about a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks to a month ago. But this is much better for him. Eastern Spear, 6 horse. Got to watch out for that Colt. Ridden by NGO, one of the best jockeys in game. Chang riding on the 5. Some of these jockey names I don't really pay attention to. Oh no, I do know Chang. Those are his colors. So need to bounce back, get a good win here with King Lark, and then roll on. It's not. No, see, you were on a roll today, bro, and now you're waiting till it's damn near. Excuse my language, but it's like looking like the Wizard of Oz, you know, before the witch came. It's looking like a very ominous time of weather, and you say it's a beautiful day. Like, no, realistically, if there was lightning in the sky, this event would be postponed or canceled if it was prolonged. I think it depends on the track. But from my experience, most tracks do cancel racing for lightning, or they have a very long delay. I recall Thistledown had a delay one day that lasted for like 2.5 hours, and then they only did like 3 races on the card out of 8. But usually if there's enough persistent lightning, they just kind of cancel the event. So I'm not sure how that would actually work for like a big horse race. I mean, fortunately, we haven't really had that happen. The Belmont Stakes was a little bit in jeopardy because of the air quality from the wildfires in Canada. But yeah, I mean, I like, would they rerun the event on a different day? Like if they had to cancel something like a Belmont or any big race for that matter? I'm just curious. Don't know who that is. All right, let's go. And let's see King Lark outrun this field. The 6 horse, that is Eastern Spear, our rivals. But King Lark, look at this guy. Look at him rip. Look at King Lark go, man. What a horse. Yeah, Eastern Spear stood no chance. So ready for combat, and King Lark. Impressive grade 1 wins here. Making it look super easy, so we're finally at that point in this game. Almost. We are getting, I mean, we're having super horses. In fact, I think Toxic Waters was clearly our first original super horse. And now we have King Lark and Ready for Combat, who again is still developing. You know, wait for another year. She'll really be at her peak. King Lark for sure. From Electric Arrow. Out of, I mean, not Electric Arrow. From, Twin Sun out of Frugal Lark. Twin Sun and Frugal Lark. So this is a descendant of Mad Courage and Scotch Dancer and Crimson Art. I mean, he's got a heck of a pedigree. 3.5 length, easy winner. We'll take it every single time. And that is his 4th grade of 1 victory. To think, as a 2-year-old, this guy already has 4 grade 1s, man. He's on a roll. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Great win there for King Lark. So ready for combat. She's already set again. Didn't we just race with her? I mean, I'm not complaining. I just thought she would need more time. So, we could put her in the Mile Champ Cup. Let's run her a mile. We can try to get her 2nd grade 1 victory. So she's been on a winning streak. 3-race winning streak. I think that was an Elm. Elm Stakes is a grade 3, so she did a grade 3. Valley Stakes is a grade 2. Stepped it up to the grade 1 Osaka Cup Classic. So yeah, she's finally starting to show that she's getting stronger, and that's what's important. King Lark, 90 speed. You gotta love seeing that red bar coming along quite nicely. And again, here's a reminder of his pedigree. Twin Sun, Mad Courage, Crimson Art are the dudes. Then Honeybee and Scotch Dancer with Frugal Lark, of course, are the ladies. So again, a pretty solid pedigree, and I think he's showing every bit of that. 3rd grade 1 win. My apologies, not 4, but 3rd. We'll get his 4th soon. So looking good. What to do with you, Mr. Locke? Well, I guess whatever grade 1 is suitable, that's where I'll run you, but there's nothing else for him to do except the Jupiter Stakes, but he's not a dirt horse. But I risk running. Oh, Young Crown Cup. I lied. Didn't even see that race. All right. So, we'll definitely finish the episode on these races, however long it takes. So, that's the only good thing about recording this game is we can get through our years pretty quickly to at least progress, because again, you're stuck with racing 4 or 5 horses max if you want to do breeding. So, you know, it's not like 2004 where we literally have close to 30 horses right now. And I don't even know how I'm keeping track of them. I really don't. I think somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, like, how do you keep track of all your horses? And I'm just like, I don't know. I think you pay attention to some horses more than others initially in the beginning, and then once it's like muscle memory of you just memorizing things about how they run and what they're doing, then you can kind of take your attention off of those horses and move it on to the newer ones. I think I compartment that word that I always stumble over. Compartmentalize. It's not that hard to say, but usually when I'm saying it really quick is when I make a enemy from Flying Nemo. Hopefully some of you get that reference. Ready for combat's up in this Mile Cup. See how she does. But as I was saying, yeah, I think I kind of memorize my horses by groups. And like, if I tried explaining the groups, it wouldn't make sense to you guys, but there are certain horses within a certain group that I remember based off of how well they're doing once I check their stats. I'm like, okay, this is the group of horses that are winning 95% of the time. Once I have them memorized, then I kind of go down the ladder of, okay, these horses are still figuring it out. These horses have a long way to go in their growth type. So that's kind of how I memorize them. And that's just how my brain works. I'm not sure if that would work for anybody else, but I try to find different categories to group certain horses in. And then, again, once you remember certain ones, you can kind of put them out at the forefront of your mind and you can focus on the newer ones. So hopefully that makes sense to some degree. Good start for Ready for Combat here today. Not expected to win, so our work is certainly cut out for us, but I don't have doubts we can't have a good finish, nor that we can win the race as long as we're in the right position to do so. So it's a mile. She shouldn't really be working too hard. This should be a pretty ideal situation for us if I can play it right. She's got a good heart rating, so I don't have to worry about her fight. Okay. There we go. Oh, there it is. What'd I say? I'm like, a win is on the tables as long as I do what I need to do. Now, I hate staying on the whip like this, but I think we got to push. That 11 is not going to give up. But I literally said it, man. I'm like, a win is not out of the realm of possibility if I play my cards right. And look at that. Revolution. First one in quite a while in this game, because I usually don't try to get them. I think they're a little bit easier in 2004, to be honest. And granted, they can be easy in this game, too, on certain horses. But either way, ready for combat. Winning a race she was not supposed to win. And like I said, she's still a year off of her best, so... that just kind of goes to show you, man, from Frugal Lark, or from Crimson Art, excuse me, out of Frugal Lark. Really just goes to show you, man, once the pedigree starts to kick in, these horses start to get closer to their peak. Pretty incredible what they can do. Ready for Combat is your Mile Champ Cup, and that is her second Grade 1 victory of her career as a 4-year-old. Both happened back-to-back. Tender Creek is who we beat. Now, obviously, without the Revolution, we're not beating Tender Creek or Trifane. Maybe the other horses, because they were, I mean, you can see Sly Fly, who was in 4th, technically speaking, finished like 8 lengths behind Tender Creek, which means almost 9 lanes to 10 lanes for me. I mean, it was just us in Tender Creek, so... I don't think Ready for Combat would have been that far behind. I hope not. I think she would have been a lot closer. So, what a win. What a race. What an effort. What a result. That's what I'm talking about. The boys and the lonely gal there, Ready for Combat, who is not scared of the boys. They are all doing quite well. So, I'm pretty happy with how things have been going. So, that'll be it for Ready for Combat, probably. So, we'll just kind of roll on to the next races. Could try her out in the China Mile if she's available for that. She's 4 years old. Is 3 years old and up. Yeah, she could possibly do that race. Imagine if she wins that. Much higher goal. Anyways, Common Earth. We had to bring them here because, look, our rivals are here. Vast Delight, Beauty Value. We need to have more points than Vast Delight. Doesn't really matter where they come from, what position, but we need to finish higher than Vast Delight, realistically. Beauty Value, of course, we have to finish higher than. But if we beat Vast Delight, we'll have enough points where Beauty Value winning the race wouldn't even matter. So we are the favorites still, which is pretty surprising and not surprising. I mean, Common Earth, it actually is kind of surprising considering his health rating is not great. I would have thought we would have been at a little disadvantage. We're not, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, I mean, his power rating and his health are his worst stats. Guts is almost at 70. This dude's only 3 years old, so his power and his health rating are literally the worst attributes about him. I feel like they buffed him quite a bit, and I know he's been great in the Gallop Racer series since the first one on the PlayStation, but he feels like he was definitely buffed in this game. Okay, no introduction, just... straight to the race, but we're off here with Common Earth. And, yeah, this is kind of win or go home territory here for this. It's Grade 1. Well, it's not win or go home. It's finish above Vast Delight or go home. Because if Vast Delight ends up beating us... technically speaking, Vast Delight still needs to finish like 2 places ahead of us in the points, I think, to win. Finishing 1 spot above us depends on how many points are awarded for that position. Gosh, I really just need to focus on beating the horse. And you're literally right behind me to the outside. Okay. Fair play. So it's probably going to be a tough race all the way down in the end. Beauty Value, where are you? Beauty Value sitting back there in 11th. I mean, number 11 sitting back there probably in 6th or 7th. Well, we have inside rail leverage, so just going to try to utilize this to my advantage. All right, here we go. No Rebo, we're off with Common Earth blowing this field away. Vast Delight's still trying to keep up there on the outside, but Common Earth is really a machine, man. This dude is way stronger than I realized, so I understand his strength now, and we're going to make sure we utilize every bit of it as much as we can. Easy grade 1 victory there. I was actually expecting a little bit more resistance, even though we were a $2 favorite, heavy favorite, really almost at even money. But yeah, Common Earth kind of made it abundantly clear he is the best dirt horse out of this group. Another grade 1 victory for him, and that secures his first GWS championship as a 3-year-old. So let's go, man. Good stuff. 3 back-to-back grade 1 victories. That's what we like to see. I certainly hope. Independence Cup champion, 3-year-old Colt, Common Earth. The studs are really good in this game. I'm not saying the mares aren't. I just don't feel like I've had the opportunity to work with some of the strongest. Frugal Arc's been the strongest, and I already know what she's about, right? Like, and Pale Reef probably would be a close second, but she still didn't do better than Frugal Arc. Like, I have yet to race with a filly or a mare that has done better than Frugal. That's my goal. My next kind of personal goal. There's no achievement for that, but it would be nice. We have that in 2004. In fact, I think our strongest horses in 2004 are definitely the girls for sure. Now I think about it, yeah, the girls are definitely the strongest in 2004. This game is the opposite. I mean, remember, it took us, 20 plus in-game years until we got a filly, and now we're getting them regularly, so it's like the game was glitching for sure. But there it is, 12 points over Vast Delight. And I imagine I could actually win. I've won this before, haven't I? Yeah, I have. I hope. I'll double check. But there's your Dirt Champion and GWS Dirt. World Super Jockey Series. No, I do not want to do that garbage. Have we won the GWS as a jockey? I feel like we should have. For whatever reason, I can't remember. Positive we have. Yeah, we have. Okay. Still 2 other titles I haven't acquired. All right. So, Common Earth, he's done. Ready for combat. I think she should be done. Slowly getting better. Second grade 1 victory. Game still has her at B. I think she should have went up to A by now, but, whatever. So I am going to race her in the China Mile. I just kind of, what if she... China Mile, she still might need a little bit of speed for that. I don't know if that makes sense. China Vase. Her stamina's at 68. She can run it. I just don't know if that's ideal. Well, she's 15 furlongs. I know her stamina's going to get over 70. Actually, I'm going to run her in that China Vase. Let's see if she can do that. So these will be the last 3 races here. Pale Reef and Toxic Waters. I think that's who I ended up breeding. That horse should be monstrous. And why did I say horse? I don't know. Long Beach Derby. America's Dream. Not the favorite, but a close second behind Clear Trial, the 13 horse. It's an okay field. Anything can kind of happen with the top 6, so see how this goes. But let's try to get our boy another grade 1, shall we? I say that as if that's like not the goal every time we're racing with a horse in a grade 1, but sometimes we're up against competitive fields or our horses are clearly not ready for grade 1s consistently, and especially to win them. So you kind of tailor your expectations, right? Like, you take a horse that's still a couple years away from its peak, you put them in the grade 1 when their stats literally cannot compete. Even if you get a Revolution, you probably still wouldn't lose. Like when your horses are at that point, you kind of have to, again, be realistic with your expectations. 3 perfect starts in a row. Don't know what's going on. Good start there for America's Dream. Definitely wanted to get a better one for him compared to, I feel like, my last 1 or 2. So great start, and I just want to make sure we stay comfortable here with the leaders. Don't want them giving up too much ground. I want to make sure we keep the inside. I don't want any of these fools overtaking us, because they'll sure as heck go and put their butt right in our face, and I hate that. So all right. NG go. But that looks like NGO's colors. It's Jordan. Why are you wearing NGO's silks and colors almost? What a creep. Switch my whip hand. Okay, I'm still relaxing. Now we'll go. Dig in, my guy. That horse got a good start, but we have inside rail again, and America's Dream is shown. He knows how to work the rail, and there he goes. It's like perfect art. It's the benefit of having a front runner like this, or a preceder, I should say, that can hug the rail and know what to do with it. Yeah, what a win. Not even close. America's Dream, Long Beach Derby. He is rolling now, isn't he? Man, look at that win. Look at that stride. What a strong performance for America's Dream. And again, our boy grabs another grade 1. That was actually one of his most impressive wins as of recently. Remember I said earlier in the episode, I felt like his wins were just kind of, you know, status quo, nothing special. But that's a solid 5-length winner. A solid 5-length winner. So I will take that any day. Let's go, man. Grade 1's just rolling in and out, back to back to back. We'll take it. Well, technically they're rolling in. We haven't really lost anything to go out yet, I suppose. Still can't believe like none of the grades for any of the 3 originals have changed. That's kind of bizarre to me. Like they all should have at least moved up a letter grade by now. I think. Yeah, America's Dream should be S, King's Lark should be S, and Ready for Combat should be A. And the game's saying no. So, anyways, Young Crown Cup, second to last race here. King Lark, speaking of him, he's up here. 2-year-old Colts running a mile in Miami. We are the second favorite, Regal Soul, 8-horse. Regal Soul is a great horse, going to be competitive. Technically the only horse I'm actually worried about in this field. Cruel Death there, the 7. So I'm worried about the 7 and the 8. You know what, for kicks, let's just go ahead and play a 7-8 trifecta. So that's Cruel Death, the 7, Regal Soul, the 8, and us, the 10. So 7, 8, 10 trifecta. And, I mean, between Cruel Death and Regal Soul, I'm actually going to go 10, 8, 7 trifecta. That's really specific. I'd rather box it. I'd much rather box it, but I'm going to make things challenging. So what I say, 10, 8, 7? 10, 8, 7 trifecta. Just for the heck of it. And we'll bet the maximum amount that we can in this game. There it is. So 10, 8, 7 trifecta. Let's see if that actually... This game was really cool with how it goes through this. This is pretty much how it looks on television or whatever, just with more overlays and different graphics. But this is the same way it looks. So we see Quinella and Exacta payouts. So yeah, if you picked 10 and 7 or 10 and 8 to win, you're not paying very much. So either way, our important thing is just winning. And getting King Lark now would be his 4th grade 1 victory. All hail the king. All hail the king. And there he goes, ready to rock and roll. Who has the record here? Because it's been a while. Sudden Crush, okay. Fair play. Perfect starting streak broken, but it's okay. Now we're going to have to push. Yeah, some of these horses get out really well. I forget that in this game all the time, man. Starts are actually pretty important. I feel like you can get away with a bad start sometimes in 04, but in this game you can get punished for it for sure if you miss it by too much. And if you don't get your horse to speed in time. That's also part of the start. So I'll settle King Lark right here. And Regal Soul, I was literally going to say, like, we need to be chasing Regal Soul if he's not in front. But, of course, he is in front because that's where he likes to run. I think I knew that subconsciously, but I forgot different silks, different game. So I wasn't really paying attention to that. But nonetheless, King Lark running again on the outside of Regal. I'm going to push up now. Okay, there he goes. Here we go. Run. Oh, look at King Lark. Looks Regal Soul in the eye and takes off. Now, Regal Soul is still there. This race is not over. Oh, Regal Soul might answer back. Oh, come on, Twin. Twin Sun still battling. Regal Soul coming on the inside. What a race. Wow, it was just us two. Rest of the field was lost. I'm not going to lie. I really thought for like a second there we were just going to blow by Regal Soul and then clear that race by like 4 or 5 lanes. Regal Soul kept it alive in there and actually came back at us. That was actually a really, really fun competitive race. Like, I wouldn't have been mad if we lost because Regal Soul is a really strong front runner. He's one of the best you can get for that leg type. So, again, King Lark, 2-year-old Colt, essentially saying he's a stronger horse than Regal Soul, which, of course, he should be. But still, that's Regal Soul is a great horse. Just King Lark comes from a great pedigree, which I think is obviously much stronger than Regal Soul is as a whole. So, fantastic win. 4th grade 1 victory for King Lark. Secures the Young Crown Cup. Did we break a record? Let's see what's the final time. No, 3 seconds off. Wow. 3 seconds off. So Sudden Crush must have been moving. We got nothing for the trifecta. 10, 8, 14. So Cruel Death messed up my ticket. What a bum. I knew Regal Soul was going to be reliable. That horse is always finishing in the front as long as it's not blocked. So, on the podium. So, Cruel Death messing up the trifecta. But who cares? It's a great grade 1 victory. King Lark there. And our last race. Nobody's grades have moved up. Yeah, that's really annoying. Last race for Ready for Combat in the China Vase. 12 furlongs. Let's see if she can handle the distance, which I know she can. She can run 15 furlongs. But what I'm saying is let's see if she can run competitively at this distance right now. Still about a year and a half off of her peak. Let's see. Decent odds. Stately Derby, heavy favorite, almost at even money. So it's us and 3 other horses that have a chance, including the favorite. Liberal Bolero, interesting. Well, certainly to me that means this race is winnable if we play our cards right. Same thing I said about the other race, because I believe in this horse. I know she's getting stronger. And if I have her in the right place at the right time, she has the pedigree to prove she can find a way to win. There she goes. Ready for combat. From Frugal Lark at a Crimson Art. Let's go. All right, we are off in the China Vase. 12 furlongs in Hong Kong. Okay, good start here for Ready for Combat. I want to make sure I get her comfortable at the rail immediately. Save ground. This will be our best chance to win. Who am I looking out for? Stately Derby. Where are you at? This horse a closer? Stately Derby. Oh, I was going to say, where are you? I guess I literally scanned past him as soon as he overtook us. Stately Derby is a colt. Yes. I actually don't know. I don't really pay attention to that horse. Granted, I don't really run against Stately Derby a lot. It's one of those names I recognize, but I just recognize it because I've seen it more than once in this game. Otherwise, I don't really pay attention to the horse. I feel like we've been beaten by Stately Derby maybe a few times, but nothing significant. Well aware, very strong horse, but outside of that, I'm just like, whatever. It's a couple of those I don't really care for just because it's, I don't know, they don't grab my attention. So I'm trying to, okay, I was going to say, are we going to bump that horse? I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure we got to the outside. Okay, let's see if we can get the start here. Ready for Combat. Stately Derby is closing, and closing fast. Yep, Stately Derby is going to go by us, and there's nothing we can do. But look at this. What an effort from Ready for Combat. Yeah, Stately Derby was probably going to beat us either way. We still had plenty of stamina left to roll, but that horse was going to catch us because probably a lot faster. But that's an awesome second place finish there for Ready for Combat. We were supposed to finish 4th or 5th. No, we were supposed to finish 2nd. Wow. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think our odds were that good. I thought we were supposed to finish 4th. Either way, Staley Derby sets a record. Only 2 lanes behind. And again, she's nowhere near her peak. Her speed isn't even at 80. You give her another 5 to 7 points in speed, we might be having a different conversation about that result. I'm very happy with that. Again, we're showing consistency. Ready for combat, she's showing she is getting stronger. See, sometimes I worry about that with these longer growth type horses. Like, you get one good result, and then you think they're ready, and maybe it was just kind of a perfect storm type of win, and then you kind of go back to struggling a little bit. That's what I was hoping wasn't the case. Well, the GWS is officially over. The year is officially over. And Common Earth GWS Dirt title. So 2 titles here for Common Earth. Dirt Champ and GWS Dirt. As expected. And yeah, that will conclude our year. So let's look at the classifications. King Lark hits 132 for the 2-year-olds. Yeah, miles above everybody else. No shocker there. 3-year-old Turf, Common Earth hits a 137 for the mile. And America's Dream hits a 135 for the mid and a 132 for the mile. So Common Earth and America's Dream, our 3-year-olds, are up there. Common Earth is up there for 3-year-old Dirt, 141. Sounds about right. 4-year-old Turf, we have nothing going on here. And nothing for 4-year-old Dirt. Ready for combat. She, if she's on this list, she might be at the bottom. Yeah, she's 125, which isn't bad. I mean, for the mile, it's not terrible. She'll have a better year this year, so she'll definitely be at the top. So I'm happy with that. And look at that. Common Earth, Horse of the Year. No shocker. Fantastic year for him. That World Classic Cup we won earlier in this episode, apparently that gave him the title. Well, it kind of did. I mean, he put us in the position to get him the title. So 3 titles technically for Common Earth. He wins a Dirt Champ title from winning his Dirt Grade 1s. We secure the GWS Dirt Championship. And we get Horse of the Year, so that's a 3rd title. So 3 titles this year for Common Earth. He gets Best Dirt Horse, and he gets Best 3-year-old Colt. King Lark gets Best 2-year-old Colt. No surprise there. And some other awards. Best Sprinter goes to Sly Shark. Best Older Horse goes to Sly Shark. Best Miracle Angel. Best 3-year-old Filly Absurd Angel. And Best 2-year-old Filly Formal Method. So to me, a yearly awards that actually makes sense based off of the names I kept seeing from the other champions essentially, and what we did as well. Jockey standings, not sure, but 3 titles. Let's go. Common Earth doing great stuff already. 63% win average. We'll take it, man. 23 wins in 36 meets. Oh, we swept all 3 categories again. Yay, top jockey. Whoa, we've pretty sure we've always had that, right? Dream Cup. Let's do it. I forgot what distance can Toxic Waters was definitely like 12 furlongs, right? So I should run him in the Classic. Yep. In fact, he's the only horse I'm gonna run because I still think we need to retire a couple more horses before we can actually win this legitimately. You know. So I just want to run Toxic Waters just to see how he does. This will be the last race of this video and the episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed. It's been good playing this game, catching back up. So yeah, we will win this. But again, our Hall of Fame is still only 6 or 7 horses deep. We need to double it, I think, before we are in a much better window to win this, especially with our own originals. Common Earth will be nice to have. Wow, they're giving my boy no chance here today. They're saying we are the 2nd to worst horse in this field of 14. It's kind of crazy, man. And I get it. Toxic Waters' stats at his best are nothing like crazy. He's just very consistent in the most important categories. Doesn't mean I'm still not going to try my hardest. Just to see how well we do. But this is what I mean. Like, we still, as great as our horses are, it's a difference between just dominating the GWS essentially in the circuits and then competing against the best horses of the game. Like in 2004, we now have super horses where we can easily dominate GWSs and we can actually beat some of the best horses in game, depending on the race, the distance, the course, whatever. We're still not quite at that point in this game yet, not really. And I know Toxic Waters beat some really good horses in his career, but these are like one of the best rotations in the game. So we have our work cut out for us. Still for a while, like I said, I think we need to double our Hall of Fame with the amount of horses we have in there, preferably originals and Common Earth. And then at some point, I think we'll be closer to actually winning this. Just so we can get enough points. That's the thing. I think with our current Hall of Famers, we can't rely on them to get us consistent points to win the GWS, even if we don't win a race. It would still help to win a race. That's how I beat it in 2004. We won with Cleopatra. That kind of set the tone. So we still need to win a race with somebody in here. And I can't recall if we've done that yet. To be honest, my brain is completely hazy and foggy when it comes to that. So I'm not even sure if we won a race with somebody in this GWS yet or not. Can't even remember what race or which horse. Maybe it was Social Brandy. It could have been Electric Arrow. One of those two. I don't think it would have been anybody else. It's a quiet race here, but Toxic Waters is pretty comfortable at the front, so I mean, I surely think we'll beat more than one horse now. I think the game is just taking into consideration we're not the strongest horse, so it's just giving us no chance. Let's see. This is as look, those horses are pulling away. Now, in Toxic's defense, he's not completely falling down the order. We're sitting in 5th right now. It's going to drop even further. Yeah, I was in, well, we probably finished, 8th, 9th, maybe, 7th. Wow. Yeah, the game said we were only supposed to beat one horse, so this goes to show you Toxic is a much better horse than the game gives him credit for. Like, I definitely think we're better than the horses we finished above, which might be a crazy thing to say, but no revolution, no nothing. That went how it was supposed to go. Because the horses that finished above us, I truly believe they are all better than Toxic Waters. Obviously, Happy Plane, no kidding, Shady Sun, all 6 of them definitely stronger than Toxic. So, yeah, such a shame. A result like that still doesn't even net you points. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're still a ways from winning the GWS in this game, which is cool. Still gives us something to grind for over here as well. Still a lot to grind for. Still titles and other things we have to get. But it was nice racing with Toxic Waters again, for sure. So a new year. But before we get to that, HRG Arrow, wow, they gave her 5 stars except for discipline. They just decided just to cut her short at 4 stars. That's fine. She's from Electric Arrow and Frugal Lark. So, I kind of want to do something different with her. I kind of wanted to give her a Great Bolero inspired hood, even though neither of her parents had any. And I want to make them the channel colors, so orange and green, green and orange. I don't know which will be better. I don't like the way orange looks in this game. Green and yellow. Green and yellow could actually work with our purple, I suppose. Could do green and pink. What about pink primary? Actually, that green's a little bit better. I don't know what color would look better. This is when I wish I was live streaming. I'm really indecisive about what combination. I kind of like the darker shade of the green better. I don't think the lighter shade is bad, but I think for the green and pink, this looks a little bit better. Yeah, that kind of blends in too much. I'm not really a fan of that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just do the darker green with the pink. Give her the blinkers, of course. Shadow roll? Can't even remember if Bolero had a shadow roll, to be honest. Now, if we did a lighter green, how would that look? Or orange. Just don't like orange in this game. I feel like I kind of do the same thing with a lot of our horses. Yeah, I may actually keep her without a shadow roll. She doesn't have any high socks, so we'll go ahead and give her advantages in all 4. Now let's see if orange and green... Ooh, orange and green looks better there. I really want her just to be the channel color, channel theme color, basically. Green and orange, like that. Or the orange and the green. Orange and the green is definitely adding a lot more to her. Orange is orange has been a primary color in the channel for a long time, even when I had completely different colors. When I was still, I think, like West Coast Gamers, my colors were blue, orange, and like black. So I kind of do like the way the green looks there, to be honest. I think I'm gonna do that. Green has been the primary color as of recently, so we'll go ahead and do that for HRG Arrow. We'll do speed training just to see if I mess this up. Wish you could customize their attack. Guys, this game in 2004 is so weird. Like they're similar in some aspects and then polar opposites in others. Doesn't make sense. HRG Arrow, looking good. I just want to get at least above an 80. That should mean that she should get a decent score. And we're actually getting yellow excellence. I wasn't doing this the last time I did training with whoever. King's Lark, I think. Gosh, those misses absolutely destroy you. And I was in rhythm. Yeah, you guys know the deal with me in the left. 79 is okay. Still not ideal, but we'll take it. I only wanted to do that once just to see how she looked on track. But guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Appreciate you for the love and support on the channel. If you have any thoughts on the series or any suggestions, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below and or join our Discord. I feel like that's where we usually have our discussion.